some leaders who are leading but bleeding. There are some pastors who lead but they bleed. There are some elders who are leading but they're bleeding. Children of God, we come to church but we bleed. There are some sins that make us bleed every day. There are some things that at times have become just like a deter to the blessings that God has for us. Yes, we come, we sing, but we are bleeding. Yes, we come, we are limping and bleeding. But I've come here this Sabbath to remind us once again, don't be ashamed of your wounds. Don't be ashamed of your scars. The wound you have will always remind you that once you are a sinner, but when Jesus came and upheld you, you are no longer a sinner. You have a scar of sins, but God has set you free. Hallelujah. Now they are singing, but with wounds. They are worshiping, but with wounds. They are praising, but with wounds. You know, this Psalms reminds me that if you want to worship God freely, acknowledge and validate your wound. Acknowledge and validate your wound. I'm saying, don't try to bury or ignore the wounds you have. Or don't try to spiritualize the pains and the wounds you have. Most challenges we make as Christians, some people spiritualize their wounds. They know that they have wounds, but they spiritualize their wounds. They know they have wounds, they ignore their wounds. They know they have wounds, but they think by burying the wounds, it shall be well. I recall when I was still young, somebody who, I grew in a village. But during those days, we would go and take care of kettles and other animals that we kept in our home. But what I know as a herder was one thing. There are points in life you could go to bushes, places whereby we would meet some thorns and everything. By the way, kidwange gimana donge bungu, kidwange ngamo donge bungo chane to ngiyo gwande. Hallelujah. Jomani galama magchan rok tina urubar gimalo kama. Ngini jomani wale tano knyala understand what I'm saying. Kidwange ni ngato chandore ngiyangoa ogwande. Hallelujah. Kama rioti mombalakan kama weting orina, you have a wound of grace of God. Hallelujah. Katakori wato kesungi tueng mark. Kati wato kesungi tueng. Tokini ogwandi will remind you. Kaka kudo no chuiki ya moto. It's a reminder of God's grace. But there's something I got in lessons of life. There are things I got in lessons of life. One day, I met a thorn. That thorn was serious. But you know, because I wanted to pretend that I was also a man, I went back home not showing a sign that something went wrong when I was out in the field. The first week went. Second week went. But I came to realize that there are some wounds that can cheat you, that they are dried up, yet they are rotting inside. Hallelujah. Diadiman koda mea kumachopia na wangapi wako na mimi mpaka penye nimefika. Nitieri adola moko manyalo wundi ni otuo. Karodu ngotoge. So I could go to class, but people could not sit with me in class comfortably because the bad smell from my leg could not allow them to sit in class. I will even say no, imekauka. But the smell could not make them sit with me comfortably. I'm saying the children of Israel realized that they have some scars. They have some wounds. They said, no, we are not going to hide our wounds. We are not going to bury them anymore. We want to acknowledge and validate that the wounds are wounds of sin. God forgive us. We bring our pain to you. God forgive us. We've come with the wounds. We've come with the scars. I have a scar. But Lord, I want to be yours. Hallelujah. Now they are singing with their wounds. They are singing surrounding Jerusalem, but with their wounds. If you will redefine your wound, if you will define your wound, if you will reframe your wound and know the potential that may come out of your wound, if you can acknowledge and say no, God used my brokenness to foster deeper growth and maturity. When coming and saying, God, I don't want to hide it anymore. If you cannot hide your wounds, then God can use you for his own glory. They came back to Jerusalem. They are building walls.